Hi everyone, welcome to my Flosstube, where I like to share my love of cross stitch with all of you in the cross stitch community. And I am just happy to be getting to make this Flosstube. It's been since January 6th that I have gotten a Flosstube out, and uh, a lot of that was just because of limited time for stitching. And when I say time, I mean um, dealing with the chronic, let me push this back just a little bit. Dealing with the chronic autoimmune system thing I have. It really controls when I am able to do my hobbies and when I can't. And I'm not even talking about like feeling like saying, oh, I just don't feel like this today, I'm too tired. That's not it. It's the pain that is involved in the situation. And I really don't want y'all to think when I talk about these things that I'm complaining about my situation, because that's not it at all. I just think that if there are other people in our community that deal with the same types of things, that it's encouraging to them to see other floss tubers that deal with similar situations and how we handle it. Sometimes we handle it really well and just go day by day, and sometimes you break down and you cry. So, um, yesterday was one of those days for me. Yesterday morning, I had a huge breakdown on my husband, and I don't know how long I cried, but it was quite a while. Uh, and then I proceeded to try to make the floss tube for today. I had candles lit in the back, and um, just kind of had a cozy atmosphere. And from morning till night, I attempted making that floss tube, and I kept messing up. I was messing up on my words and dates and just everything. My mind would just go totally blank on things that I was trying to say. But I have decided today that I'm just going to let it be what it is. If my mind goes blank, be patient with me. Um, I think that this is due to just dealing with so much pain, and I that's what I really think that is causing it to happen. So please just be patient with me, and we will see if we can get through this without too much messing up. And uh, I don't know if I've said or not, but today is March 2nd. It's Saturday, and I'm just really looking forward to the spring season coming up and the beautiful flowers coming out and the greenery starting to come out. I'm excited for that. And I've got my green on for you all. I wear my green t-shirt uh, for March, and so we're ready to go. Okay, so I have a lot of things that I could talk about for this floss tube, and I'm just going to have to see how things go for me. uh, during the floss tube. I may not be able to talk about everything, and maybe show it at a later date or talk about it at a later date. And so we'll just kind of see how this goes. Um, First of all, if I haven't said welcome, welcome, especially if you're new. And thank you all for stopping by in my previous videos and visiting and subscribing. And um, thank you to those who message me and check on me. That means a lot to me. Um, I have found some very special friends through the cross stitch community, and I appreciate that so much. That is worth more than silver or gold to me, honestly. Um, so, what is today about? Today I am going to talk to you about a thing that my husband and I did, which was really fun. One night I was sitting here when it just, I don't know, I don't know if it's been hardly 2 weeks yet, but it's been, a couple of weeks. And I was talking about my cross stitch WIPs, things that I've had for a while. And he is very supportive and really good to interact with me and talk to me about my cross stitch. Probably, I mean, he's always been that way, but I really don't have anyone else besides those of you who I talk to, like through Instagram or here on Flosstube. See, I lost my words there for just a moment. But he is really good to chat with me about my cross stitching. So as I talked to him about my cross stitch WIPs, I said I really would like to pick out maybe 3 or 4 or 5 WIPs that I can take and make a priority and finish. And I wanted him to help pick out his favorites, and some that were my favorites too. But it ended up the ones he picked out, and this was not pre-planned. He didn't know what I liked best and what I didn't like best. I mean, he knows me well enough to know what I like, because, like taste and cross stitch, but I had not talked about this to him. And it ended up that everything he picked, I was really thrilled with. So, this episode is about hubby's cross stitch WIP picks for me. Things that he thinks I should make priority to work on. And try to get a finish on some of this. I do have a few little things, like occasionally I'm going to be working on the side, some smaller projects, just because these are bigger projects and a lot more fabric to have to hold. And if I'm having trouble being able to deal with the pain when I'm cross stitching, if I'm able to do it at all, I need something small that I can work on. So the things we picked out are bigger projects, not the huge, full coverage type projects that a lot of you work on. Uh, I'm, I'm amazed with some of the things that I see, but these are still big to me, and I love it. It's got kind of the vibe to it that when I first started cross stitching, we had all the back stitching, all the French knots, all the specialty stitches, and many of these do have that involved in them, and um, I'm excited. I'm excited for that. So, without babbling on too much, because I did that yesterday, I babbled a whole lot. I really babble. If you need to get a beverage, uh, and do some stitching during this video. I'm not sure how long it's going to be. Yesterday it was over an hour, but I don't think I will be going that long. I don't think I have the energy to show and talk about every other thing that I did yesterday, and I really didn't have the energy for it yesterday. I just pushed myself too hard, and I really double paid for it. So get your beverage. I have a Diet Dr. Pepper right now, but I need some ice. So I'm going to pause and see if I can go get some ice for my Dr. Pepper. Okay, I'm back. I got my ice, and I'm being very informal here, and pouring my Diet Dr. Pepper into this on video because I thought I would just chat a second. I brought in some salsa and some Mexican style chips, and don't worry, I won't eat in front of you. Just during the times I have to pause to switch out my projects, because I had to do that a lot yesterday. Okay. So my cup of the day is nothing fancy, but it really keeps my ice cold. And it is from the Applewood. I don't know if you can see that. My lighting is going to be a little wacky. The Apple Barn restaurant in Pigeon Forge. Who likes the Apple Barn restaurant? Leave me a comment. I love those apple fritters, and I love those the apple julep they have. We rarely go there. But my daughters love it. Malia, she really loves that place. So we need to go again soon. But mostly we go like maybe once, at least once in the fall. We'll go out there and enjoy some of their turkey and dressing, and their apple fritters, and their apple julep. So we do that sometimes. And I feel like my camera needs to be adjusted. So let me just take one moment for that. Okay. Okay, there we go. I think that's a little better. I look really short, but it's because my desk chair keeps my desk chair has a mind of its own. It keeps sliding down, and I have a pillow behind my back. No, you can't see it. I thought you could see it right there. But I have a pillow behind my back, and my desk chair keeps sliding down plus rolling away with me. So this might be entertaining. It's driving me crazy though. So, yeah. And I need to go turn off the heat. It's getting too hot. All right, now, my friends, I'm sorry for all the 15 minutes of craziness, but I hope maybe there was something entertaining for you in this. Okay, so I was talking about my husband and I picking out these WIPs and things that I should make priority for this year. So I need to begin with that. And the very first thing that he picked out, this is his number one thing that I have. And I'm having to kind of dig through everything again because yesterday I had all this in order and now it's not. Okay. So his number one pick was from a Jan Lynn kit. You're going to see several kits in this video. And this is called the Log Cabin Covered Porch. It is beautiful. The colors are gorgeous in it. And I don't know. I can't. I have no good explanation why I have not stitched this. There we go. Look at all those beautiful colors. Now, when I first bought this, I was thinking fall because of the orange leaves, yellow leaves, and kind of these reddish brown leaves here. And as my husband and I looked at this the other night, because I've had this for several years, some of you all have seen this in my previous videos. We were looking at this, and I personally we had a huge discussion over it, and I personally came to the decision that this is a 4 seasons. Well, there's no snow, so maybe winter wouldn't be represented, but I just thought this is an all-season WIP. But it's got those beautiful flowers on the porch and all the green trees and this body of water, whether that's a lake or whatever this is back here, a river, probably meant to be a lake. And then the hazy, faded mountain range right here. My husband loves this. He is like adamant, as soon as this gets done, it's going to get framed. And he wants it hanging in this room that I'm in right now. And I agree. I think it would be great in this room. Although there's not much wall space in here. There's not good wall space. But we'll do something. So one thing that was appealing to us that really made this feel more like the vibe of home is the mountain range back here. You know, we live in the area of the Smoky Mountains, and here in East Tennessee, and whenever we go to the mountains, many times we come back with a picture that looks much like this when we take our pictures in the mountains. And that reminded me, at least, and him, he mentioned it, of our Smoky Mountains. So I definitely want to get this done. I did put a start in it. The only thing is that I apparently had swapped out the fabric that was in it, so I'm not sure what originally came in this. And so Tim and I, my husband, picked out a different fabric that I think will work fine since this is all full coverage. We picked out something I already had here that I don't have to run it and try to get or order. Although I do need to make an order for some fabric soon. But um, I will show you what we got, what we picked out without further ado. Uh, we picked out, I'm not sure of the name of this, but this is, I personally would call it a smoky gray and color. Now I know that I need to get a board to start showing my fabric with, but I folded this over. Hopefully you'll be able to see some of the modeling effect of this. We thought that would be great in the background with the lake and the mountains, and we didn't feel like it would clash with the browns, all the browns in the cabin. So I'm hoping this works out. I think it will. So there is the first WIP. Now I'm calling this a WIP. This, I had not started this at that point. I have put it all together and all of that and had it in a WIP pile, but it wasn't actually started that I can recall. I've never started it. So it really only has like 2 stitches in it, literally 2 stitches. And the reason for that is that when we decided on this, I went ahead and got my fabric ready and put the 2 stitches in there as a point of reference for when I do come back to start on this. I do have to say that I'm going to have probably limited time in cross stitching on my bigger projects between now and May, because my youngest daughter, Malia, some of you know, and some of you are really good to leave her very nice comments and things, and she appreciates that so much. She is getting ready to graduate high school. So she will be graduating in May and moving on to new adventures. We have homeschooled since 2002. I homeschooled my oldest daughter, and then there was an 8-year difference between her and Malia, so that's why so long. So we've homeschooled since 2002. I'm really gonna miss it in my life. It's gonna leave a huge void, but I'm excited for her plans, what she's thinking of and got going on, and maybe she'll come on here one day and talk about it a little bit when she gets after graduation or something. She's been working on some cross stitching and things, but she just hasn't had time to just pop on with me and do a video. So, and she's at work today. So, that's the story behind that. After May, if nothing happens, Lord willing, if all is well, then I will be able to make quite a bit of progress on this, of these WIPs that we picked out. Okay, hubby's second favorite WIP that I have. Literally, this is his second favorite. This maybe equal with the log cabin. He has always liked this one. It is from Cross Cross Country Stitching Magazine, August 1997 issue. And it's this Hoosier cabinet here. Now, if you look at it, there's all kinds of things to see. But there's a lot of little saltbox houses. I love those. Those are fun to stitch. And, I think there's not many of us stitchers who doesn't like a little saltbox house. So there's plenty of those. A lot of little things in here. Now, for those of you who haven't seen this before, who are new to my channel, I have stitched from the bottom all the way up into this point right here. All of this up to here is done. And I am at the point where, okay, I've done this part. So I need to do this, move over and do this bowl of apples. And then I think it really looks like that puts me about halfway. So I will show you on my fabric, my 14 count oatmeal, which is my favorite to work with. I love 14 count Aida. I'll talk more about my Aida obsession in a few minutes. But let's see, I need to put something behind this. Okay, maybe this book will work. Okay, so here I am with my project. And as you see, right here is where I have to start the little jar that had the heart motif on it and move across, and I have to finish building, adding on to this hutch, and put the bowl of apples there. And then, like I said, I'm going to be pretty much halfway done with this. So this might actually become one of probably the main WIP that I work on, since it is so far. I took some time last year. I did a video where I took some time and did some work on this and made the progress. And then I moved on. I don't remember why I moved on after that. I think maybe I was doing some winter stitching or something. So that is hubby's second favorite WIP that I have. But it will probably be the first one that I will go ahead and try to finish up, since there's so much of it already done. And I still have it kitted. All the flosses for it are together in their little Ziploc bag. And, so I should just go ahead and finish that one since it's so far ahead. I need to take a break for a moment and take a drink of my Diet Dr. Pepper, and I'll be right back. Okay. Okay. I'm laughing because while I was taking my break, I told you I was just going to take a drink of Dr. Pepper. I ended up eating some chips and salsa and drinking about half the cup of my Diet Dr. Pepper. So I'm choked up a little bit. Okay. The next item I have here, that is one of hubby's picks from my WIP pile. It's also a kit. It's a Jan Lynn kit. And this is from an autumn piece. So those of you all who love autumn, I think will really like this. Some of you have seen it before. And this is called Bucks County Farm Stand. And in the cross stitch piece itself, you don't see the name Bucks County. You just see farm stand. So I'm not sure why that is on there as a name. But here we go. Isn't that beautiful and colorful? I love this cross stitch. Like I said, some of you have seen this. I've shown it on several occasions. But you know, I'm going to hold it up closer. All the little birds, so cute. The produce, I love, stitching this produce, and all these pumpkins down here, and sunflowers. There's some sunflowers. I am excited to go back to this, but I have a bit of a tangent to go on. Not about the pattern itself, not about that, but about the fabric that I am using. Of course, it's an Aida fabric because I'm an Aida stitcher. It's a 16 count, and I can handle 16 count. That's fine. 14 count is my comfort zone, but I could do 16 count. But the thing I don't like, let me back up for just a moment. I want to show you something. I am in this area right here where I've been every time I've shown it. In this area right here, I have stitched the scale, working on this apples and things. There's a lot of color change. That's fine with me. I'm okay with that as long as I don't feel like I'm being rushed or, that kind of thing. But what I do not like about this, okay, I'm going to show where I am in perspective here. And let me put up something behind this. Okay, there we go. So there's where I'm at in perspective. Now, what I don't like about this is this fabric. I love the color of the fabric. It's a light blue, if you can't tell. I'm going to fold it some so I can show it a little better. But, and I'm sorry, nothing is ironed. Nothing is ironed. But, okay, this is a light blue, just in case you can't tell with the lighting situation. And what I don't like about this is the fabric is so floppy. It actually makes me miserable when I am stitching this. I know I could use a hoop, but I am not a hoop person. I'm not. I prefer to have a piece of Aida cloth, Aida fabric that will hold its own. I don't want it so stiff that it scratches my hands and that it's just miserable to, touch and stitch. But I want it to be stiff enough that it will hold its own, because I roll my fabric up in my hand as I stitch. And that's just the way I've always done it. And this is so floppy, and it drives me crazy. It hinders me. It slows me down. So I am thinking of a restart for this. And, which means I'm gonna probably have to go out looking for something for a restart. um I just got a alert. I've got to charge my battery on my phone. Hold on just 1 second. Okay. Uh, so fabric. I think that's where I was at. I am going to need to go looking for some fabric, or just start over on maybe some white fabric. I don't know. The color for this, the color blue that I picked out, I think is perfect. It's just not uh, holding up the way I want it to. So possibly, if I can endure it, I think I might make a quick Hobby Lobby trip. Hobby Lobby is not too far from me, so I think I might make a quick Hobby Lobby trip and see if they have any fabric that maybe I can make use of. I do have other, scraps of fabrics to pick through and things like that, but nothing that's really giving me any joy. So not for this project. Let's put it that way. So yeah, so that's my problem with that. So I know a lot of you like to stitch on the softer fabric and the higher count fabrics and things, and that work is beautiful. My 14 count and 16 count just does not have like the greatest of coverage, but I still enjoy it, and that's what I'm used to. That's what I started cross stitching years ago in my 20s. That's what I cross stitched with, and in this case, what's the saying? You don't teach an old dog new tricks. It's because I just don't want to do it. It's not enjoyable to me. So that's where we're at with that. Okay. The next thing that we picked was, of course, had to be from Paula Vaughn. In our family, it's just a must that there has to be a Paula Vaughn, at least a WIP sitting and waiting in the background, because we all, even though we all don't cross stitch, we all love Paula Vaughn. Both my daughters love the Paula Vaughn work. That's the cross stitch I have done of Paula Vaughn. They want those for their rooms. And well, Hannah, my oldest daughter, she had one of my Paula Vaughn pieces that I think I finished. Was it 2001? Could have been 2002. I'm not sure. The label fell off of it. I think I have it on one of my older videos, the date. So hopefully I'll find that. But she had that in her room for a very long time, and then her taste kind of changed, and she gave the picture back to me. And a while back, she had expressed interest in having it back again, and but at the same time, Malia had expressed interest in wanting it. So I've got some Paula Vaughn stitching to do, so they both can have, some pieces of Paula Vaughn. So this WIP. I don't have a lot done on it either. These all just, except for the Hoosier cabinet, these all pretty much, I just put starting points in them for when I'm able to come back to them after May and work on all of them. Maybe do a rotation if that doesn't stress me too much. Maybe do a rotation type thing or something. But I have shown this book before. The Best of Paula Vaughn, book 2. She really has beautiful things. And I'm sorry, there's a glare. And there's not a lot I can do about it. But the project is called Friendship Bouquet. And some of you all helped to vote on this because I had 2 things I wanted to work on and I needed to pick just one. So there is this. And I think I did show this on my last Flosstube that I did a little start just, to get a starting point. And I'm thinking the start is in the quilt in this area right here. That's what I'm thinking. It could be this side. I'm not sure. But I do have that little start. And when I go back to it, I'll figure it out. This is done on just a 14 count white Ada. And the reason I picked white was just because that's what I did my other Paula Vaughn stitching on, and I didn't want to break the cycle. So I've done several Paula Vaughns, but I gave some away for gifts, and so I really only have the one completed Paula Vaughn that I have for myself that Hannah took for a while. And so here is part of the quilt. Okay, I need to remember, maybe if I go to Hobby Lobby, if I'm able to go, I can remember to get a board to put behind this. But here we go. Well, just please be patient with me on this. Next time I'll try to do better. But that's what I've got of the quilt. And let's say, yeah, this is a 14 count. Excuse me. Okay. I better pause and take a drink. And I'll be right back. Okay. Some more salsa and chips. It's good. So the next project is a My Pick. But this did come from a gift my husband bought me for the holiday season. And over this past holiday season. And I had gone to Amazon and made a list of some things that I wanted. So I could make it easy for my family, because everyone was asking, what do you want? They know that I usually pick something cross stitch, or would like something cross stitch, or a book. And Hannah usually is really good about getting me my books to read, and Malia, and nice bookmarks and things like that. That's where I'm at. That and cross stitch. And my husband got me this. It's a Janland kit also. I see people talk about dimensions a lot, but I don't see people talk about Jan Lin kits. I'm not sure why. I love them. Uh, if you're a floss tuber and you have Jan Lin kits, I would love to see someone do to show all their kits, a kit parade for Jan Lin. Uh, Now, I don't know. There may not be very many of them. I don't know. I just know the ones I have really enjoyed. So, this is called a breeze off the ocean. And this is the kit, the project. Isn't it gorgeous? So gorgeous. Just, I know some of you are blessed to live near the ocean and be able to open your windows and get that nice ocean air. I love this. And then here is, someone's left a beautiful seashell and books and flowers and all of that. And this is also a kit that I want to work on. In fact, I do have a starting point on this also. Uh, and it's just in this area here, looking out the window. So it's not like major, but uh, I just wanted to get myself where I have some good starting points when I can work consistently. So this is also a 14 count Aida. It came with the fabric. It is like a light gray or a blue gray. I don't know. But it's a pretty fabric. And it's stiff enough but soft enough at the same time. It's like, perfect. So there's where I'm at. Just stitching the water. And that's like right in the middle of the project where I'm working. And hopefully you could see this. Like I said, my light keeps changing in here. I had the same problem yesterday. I think it was a little worse yesterday. But that is another project that I have in the background ready to go when the time comes that I can, really just concentrate on my stitching. Okay. The next project I have is one that I just started working on. It wasn't a pick by my husband. It was just a smaller project that I could work on if I had, some issues with working on something bigger. Then I could work on something smaller if my pain levels were to where I can handle it. So it comes from this book. Some of y'all have this. I've seen some of you show this book. It's got beautiful projects in it. And I love it because it's got wildflowers, gardening, and all of that. And I am so excited for gardening season. I am looking so forward to the gardening season. Last year, we had vegetables up until, I'm thinking sometime in August. I might be wrong about if it was that far into August. But we did not have to go to the store to buy vegetables for quite a while. I mean, it was taking all we could to eat what we had coming from our garden. We didn't actually have the yield or the harvest that I thought that we would get. I think I heard other people say that too. So we're hoping this year we'll have more, because I think it would be nice and fun to share, uh, our vegetables with other people. And because I know I appreciate it when people with gardens share with me. And so I'm hoping for that. Oh, Malia and I want a pumpkin patch, so we plan on trying to do a pumpkin patch this year, and we also want to plant, grow some sunflowers just along the back fence, behind the garden maybe, or something. So I hope that works out. Those would make beautiful pictures. And those are Malia's favorite flowers. So it would be wonderful if that worked out. Kind of a sentimental thing for her and her graduation, and the new things she's moving on to. I hope that we get a very nice yield of sunflowers. I'm hoping for that. But what I picked in this book to stitch out of all the beautiful things was this project right here. No, not that project right there. I thought I had it marked. Where did it go? Literally, I think before I turned the video back on, I had it on the page it needed to be. Oh, right here. Right here. Right here. This little vegetable basket with all the wildflowers and things. I am stitching that. I'm leaving off this top portion here and just stitching the basket. And I've already started on that. If you could see, I can't tell what you could see, but right in the middle there's a big tomato, and that's where I started. I was only able to get a small start, so when I show you my project, that's what you will see is the start of the tomato that's in there, and I'm hoping to work on that some today. So this is, of course, 14 count, my 14 count oatmeal Ada, and make sure that I've got the fabric the right way. So there we go. That's where I'm at. So hopefully we'll see some progress on that in the next few weeks. I will probably just try to work on some smaller things. And I'm sorry, I had to readjust myself. But yeah, I will probably work on some smaller things and maybe try to work on this Hoosier hutch some for the month of March and have something to show you. I would love to maybe get 2 videos this month, but typically it's only once a month that I do a video. So if you're new, then that's typically what I do. I do have one more thing to talk to you about, cross stitch involving, but first, let me back up. There's another thing I need to tell you about. last summer, in spring, when we were doing our gardening, I created a hashtag on Instagram, uh, called Cross Stitch and Garden. So if you would like to use that hashtag, I would love it, because I like to see, you know, if you're farming, gardening, flower gardening, those types of things, along with your cross stitching and or crocheting or those types of things. I would love to follow along and see that. Um, I think it's Monica's Stitching Studio. I may have that wrong, or Monica's Stitching on Instagram. Oh, she shows some of the most beautiful garden pictures and harvest pictures. They're so lovely. I enjoy her Instagram so much. And then her stitching on top of that is beautiful. So please use the hashtag. I would love to see that. Uh, so yes, hashtag cross stitch and garden. Okay. Uh, okay. I'm drawing a blank. Okay, I had one more cross stitch thing that I wanted to talk about. I need to take a break, get a drink, and get a breath. So just hold it. Alrighty. If you saw my last Flosstube, I talked about this magazine, Ultimate Cross Stitch Gardens, and I had some hopeful and lofty goals for this, but with the situation with me as it is, I knew that those goals would probably not come to fruition this year. But I did get one project done out of those projects that I showed. And I would like to move on with some of this maybe a little later in the year. Or, who knows? I might get another one done, within the next month or so. But there is a section in here from designer Maria Diaz, and I was showing, I'm trying to find the page, I should have marked it. There's just some beautiful stitching, especially if you like, I like all kinds of stitching and styles and things. But there's some beautiful stitching in here. And here is, Maria Diaz, the designer of these. And I did not do mine as cards, but you see there in the flap, in the in the flap of this, kind of in the crease of this little project right here, and with a spider that's in the corner, and that is the project I worked on. Now, my goal was to do this one and this one also. My husband and Malia both liked this one with the wheelbarrow and the vegetables. So I wanted to do that. And I wanted this one because I just thought it was so cute and it had this little bird. So, maybe I'll make it to that eventually. Um, but I only got the one done. My stitching was just very hindered. It was scattered, and I can only, even when I did get to stitch, it was just for certain amounts of time. So you all, if you follow me on Instagram, Woolly Sheep Stitcher, I think it's Woolly Sheep _Stitcher, if you would like to follow me and you don't already. You all saw this done, and I had it on a light blue fabric, very bright and colorful. And we got this done, and I was showing it to my husband, and the night we were picking out our WIPs, he sees this. He says, "Are you going to coffee dye it?" And I had not planned to coffee dye it. And Malia, yeah, we all talk about my stitching as a family, like, this affects the whole family. And Malia, she was not for coffee dyeing it. Hubby wanted it to be coffee dyed. He thought it would, look better as a gardening shed, that the colors needed to be muted just a little bit. So I did what hubby said. I coffee dyed it. And here's what we got. Well, let me be a little professional here. I don't know. I just can't tell what you all are seeing. This light coming in from the window is messing me up. I did not iron it because if I'm going to use it as a, primitive piece, then it's just going to stay all wrinkled and stuff. So, and plus, if I can find, I want to frame it. So if I can find the frame that will fit it correctly, then nothing will show except for the full coverage part. So if you all have any thoughts or ideas where I could find something that might fit this, I know I could go to Hobby Lobby or somewhere like that. And if I get to go to Hobby Lobby today, I may take this and just, try it with different frames. But I definitely want something that is old and chippy looking and that type of thing for it. And that might encourage me to get moving on some of its companion pieces that Maria Diaz designed. So they'll match. So yeah, I like this. Like I said, it was very colorful, much more colorful the other way. But this was hubby's pick, so this is what I did on this. And I like the way it turned out. I liked it either way, but I do definitely enjoy this. Okay, I think that's I did show, I just want to follow up on things I talked about last time. I showed from this book a couple of different things. This book has some very cute designs in it. And you could change up the colors if you are into more primitive, country, rustic. You could change the colors, you could coffee dye, those kinds of things would definitely work on a lot of this. And some of it wouldn't. Some of it just needs to be as is. But here is another. This was by designer Doreen Jones. I want to stitch this one day. Now, if you all have seen some of my WIP parades, you know I have some kind of issue with hutches, with stitching hutches. So I definitely want to add this to that one day. I love it. I love the cat there. I was showing it to my daughters. They thought that was cute too. And there was also another, I think this was by Maria Diaz. Also, okay, I'll find it in just a second. Okay, right here. Victoria Sampler by Maria Diaz. Someone that would be interested in that. It's gorgeous. I wanted to do that, but I don't think that's gonna, happen right now. But I really like this. And one more thing I wanted to show, because some of you may be interested. I am still seeing this out in the bookstores. So this magazine is still out there. But this is beautiful. Now, I hope you all aren't getting that glare from my window. I can kind of see the blinds, the glare of my blinds from the window. I hope you don't. I apologize if it's in there. Now, the project I just showed you with the pumpkins and all that, I had asked a question on my last Flosstube about Malia had mentioned that she thought this reminded her of Paula Vaughn, and I did too. And I had asked what reminded you, if you're a Paula Vaughn fan, what about this reminded you of Paula Vaughn designs. This is not a Paula Vaughn design, but I got several different answers on that, and thank you for participating in that. I appreciate that. That was fun. So let me know, what was your favorite design that you saw today? Your favorite WIP that we picked out to work, to stitch this year, to, the things that we wanted to get done. Let me know what your favorite was. And if you're a new Flosstuber and you run across this, leave me a message and say hi. Let me know about your channel, and so I could check it out. Other people would be interested in checking it out, because it's really hard to find everyone on here. And there was a new Flosstuber that I saw a few weeks ago that I really liked, and I failed to write down, or I think I did write down her Flosstube, but lost the paper. So I hope I run across her again. But she's like me, an Ada stitcher, a 14 count Ada stitcher, and I really enjoyed her Flosstube. So let me know if you're a new Flosstuber. If you aren't a new Flosstuber, and you've been around a while, still, say hi, let me check out your floss tube, I would enjoy that. Uh, I am about 9 or 10 followers, subscribers away from 300. So if you enjoyed this video and you're not subscribed to me already, I would appreciate if you gave me a follow and liked the video, and like I said, the comments help me in my algorithm. They say that the comments and the likes and those kinds of things helps pushes your video in the algorithm. So I would appreciate that. And I hope everyone has a great March. And hopefully I'll see you at the end of the month. Unless I do something that, I could maybe in the middle of the month show, but most likely it would be the end of the month. So everyone have a great March. Please, I hope you're healthy and well, and yeah. So we'll see you later. Bye.